It's a Park City.
You like some little boy who trapped in a cave?
Oh. Well.
Oh my God.
Angel, in heart, I beat you.
Oh, you did it.
Yes, I did.
It was not being lucky. Every time he killed me, it was just because.
Hey, am I not his father?
Yes, you are.
I'm his father.
He can't do anything without you by his side, bro.
I know. I always have to hold his hand.
Even.
Yeah.
I was on yesterday. You can't really do anything with it. Like, you see this. Only you are so good. And you could like one or something. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Open your computers and get to your lab from yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, let's go, let's go. By the way, here's the schedule for the rest of the day. Put away your phone. No, every class ends at 25 after, and the next one starts at 30. Oh, okay, bet. It's not that difficult to remember. Okay? And you've already skipped home base, so you're going from second to third to fourth to fifth, just like you normally would. No lunch hour in there, ladies and gentlemen. All right. No question of the day today. We need to get to work on the lab so you can get it finished and things, ladies and gentlemen. And we need to take a quiz today. So, all right. Attendance. Shenza, where are you? Okay. Pierce. Olivia. Okay. Hello. What, Michaela? You were okay. Did they write you a pass or? What's that? Okay, they'll send out an email. Okay, thank you. All right. Steven, are these your goggles up here? AV? Well, that's what's on them. So. $19, $2, $4, $6, $8, $10, $12, $14, $16, $17, $20.
For this answer.
You don't even know.
For the first
6-4. Right.
Okay.
because it should come out of the womb. Because we did.
All right, get to your lab, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Now, on your lab, ladies and gentlemen, the other day, we talked about how you find the mass of the zinc, correct? Good, we'll go with that. If you're not going to answer me, I'm going to assume I did that. So to convert mass into moles, we use formula mass. You should have done these two calculations. They should be done and complete. Calculation number 3 says, what was the mass of the substance in the evaporating dish in the end? So again, you took that mass, ladies and gentlemen. You took that mass, okay? That was the mass of the salt. Your final calculation, the third one in that table, and you subtract from it the mass of the dish, that was the first thing in the table. This will give you the mass of the salt alone, because actually this was the dish and the salt. Okay? So that's how we find the mass of the salt. Questions? Okay. Now, let me ask you this. What was the salt? What was it? Zinc chloride. ZnCl2. That is what the salt was, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? That is what the salt was. Okay? So, assuming that the substance is zinc chloride, what mass of chlorine combined with zinc? How do we find the mass of the chlorine that combined with the zinc? We subtract what? Okay, which is the what? No. Of the things that are up here, what was the zinc chloride? The salt. So to do the one where we are finding the mass of chlorine, we are going to take the mass of the salt, which you just calculated, okay, here in in calculation number 3, and we are going to subtract from that the mass of the zinc, which you did in calculation 1. That will give you the mass of the chlorine. Okay? Because the only difference between zinc and the salt is the fact that it now has chlorine attached to it. Questions? Your sample is gone, Shenza. I put the numbers into your lab for you, though.
Okay, thank you.
They are in your lab notebook. So if you left me a sample yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, because it wasn't cool enough, I masked it out. I put the numbers into your lab, so that third mass is in your lab. And if you did not take observations of it, I put a picture of it in there so that you could make your observations in the table above. Questions?
Thank you.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay. So now, how do you find the moles of chlorine? What do we need to do? Formula mass. Take that mass that you got in number 4 and convert that mass into moles in number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Convert that mass in grams into moles using formula mass.
Do these have to be in sig fig?
Here's the thing. I would tell you this. The masses should be to 3 places beyond the decimal, because our balances read to 3 places beyond the decimal. When you convert to moles, you should be in 4 sig figs, only because the masses should be in 4 sig figs. They should have been 1 point something or 2 point something. So yes, you should put those in sig figs. Okay? Questions, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. For number 6, ladies and gentlemen. For number 6, you are going to take the moles of zinc from number 2. Okay? And you are going to take the moles of chlorine from number 5. And you are going to divide them by the smallest number. Okay? Now, which number should be smaller, ladies and gentlemen? Should be moles of zinc, because there should be 1 mole of zinc to how many moles of chlorine? 2. Here's where we're going to find out how you did on the lab. What do you get for the number that you are going to have for the empirical formula for this? What is this number going to be? And based on that number, you have to tell me what your empirical formula was. If your empirical formula is ZnCl3, you got to own up and say, that's what we got. Experimentally, that's what it came out to. Okay? So you need to take this ratio of what you get here, and you need to write the formula. Okay? You need to write the formula. Questions? Is there anyone who needs help with their calculations?
Is it like this?
Well, that ain't the smaller amount. Well, first of all, I would go back and I would check the calculation up above, number 5. Redo that one. 1.337 divided by 35.45. Tell me what you get.
8.169 times 10. Let's put it with formula.
Okay, let's go. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm looking at your. You're fine. I'm looking at your numbers and I have brain fart. So this is going to be 1. Take that number divided by that one. Oh, I know what you copied it wrong. Look here. 0.0185. 0.185. You forgot a 0. There.
0.1. Is that 1?
Well, when you divide any number by itself, you're going to get 1. Dude, you did the same thing here. You forgot the 0 after the decimal in that number above. That number has to come out to be 1. Go down to the very end. Go down to the very end. Okay, I need to see some calculation in there to show me how you got the ZnCl2. That's what I want you to do. Take the moles of zinc divided by the smallest number of moles of chlorine, because then that will tell me how it actually came out for you. Okay? That will tell me how it actually came out. Yes? This is not correct. That's not how we did this. One mole over that. Well, put times. Okay. Now put 1 mole. Divide it side. And now put 35.45 grams. Now, if this is man, I'll take that number and divide it side. Okay.
You said it was
But from your notes, you said it was 6.02. They're equals 1. It should be.
You're not showing me any work, you're not showing me some work.
Oh, now you're talking in seconds.
Ladies, gentlemen, you need to show me some work in these boxes, not just an answer. You need to show me how you converted from one thing to another. Okay? You can't just give me the answers and then expect me to be able to come over and tell you if you made a mistake or not.
Yes.
So zinc is
This ain't
16.
number.
What are we dividing
This
it
ain't
by?
what number.
Oh. Dash the bishop. I was
Number 5. How do you get 1.5?
One was trying
No way. You got to subtract the mass of the ish. This number is way too big. Okay, so when you're finding, okay, wait a minute.
I'll tell you what.
Go down. First count is good. Good. Number 2.
You guys know the ratio.
Okay.
No, yeah.
All right. Now,
I
in
think
that
this
one,
number-
number 4.
This-
Okay.
Which the first one should be 15 minus.
Take
For example, for the
2.74, the mass of the salt,
for number
minus the mass of the zinc. So change that 53 to 1.550 to the number for the mass of the zinc.
That's 48.
Because that's the mass of the salt minus the mass of the zinc. That will give you the mass of the
Yes.
Is this okay?
Oh, it's just these two. Oh.
The salt is a different.
That's what I want. That's what I
So
want.
all we need back is.
Oh, for one.
That's, yes. Okay, that's better. I would like you to show me the conversions, but I know it's hard to put the conversions in. All right, questions? Okay, please listen. Because if you have questions, if you think there is something wrong with your calculations, you can still call me over in a minute. But some of you are done, and I want to tell you what you need to do to finish this up so you can get it finished and get it turned in. Okay? There are 3 questions at the bottom, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1, explain how the mole concept relates to chemical formulas. Okay? Give me a chemical formula for any compound. Let's go with water. What? H2O. In water, there are 2 atoms of hydrogen to every 1 atom of oxygen, correct? But you and I could never measure that. So we take and we move it up to, instead of 1 molecule of water, we move it up to 1 mole. So we take everything times the mole to get it into things that we can measure, right? Because when we measure 1 mole of water, how much water is 1 mole? Does anybody remember what the number is about? A little less than 20. It's actually 18.0 something, 02, something like that. You and I can measure that. We can go on a balance. We can measure out 18.02 grams of water, right? But when we do that, we no longer have 2 atoms of hydrogen to 1 atom of oxygen. We have 2 what? We have 2 moles. Which means even though a formula is a ratio of atoms, it is also a ratio of what? On a larger scale. Somebody? True, but that's 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Grams, milliliters, particles are all related to what? To moles. To moles. Do you remember the other day when we talked about how, if you had 10 Big Macs, you have 20 burgers and 30 buns, making it up? Well, 1 mole of water is made up of 2 moles of hydrogen and 1 mole of
The same ratio that's in the formula. The same ratio that's in the formula.
Google is a variable.
Uno que te parece igual a este.
Okay. This is correct, right? One molecule of water is made up of 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen. 1 mole of water is made up of 2 moles of hydrogen and 1 mole of oxygen, correct? This is 2.02 grams. This is 16.0 grams, correct? So 2 to 16 is a ratio, right? What is the ratio though? 1 to 8. But we can get it because we know the masses of the things that are involved, right? So every compound is a ratio of moles, but it's also a ratio of masses. That's why we can use the masses or the percents to figure out an empirical formula, correct? Which one of those ratios is easier to find when you look at the formula, and why? What's the formula for water? So which one of those formulas is easier to use, the mole one or the mass one? Why? Come on, you're right there. Finish it. The formula is a molar ratio. So when you talk about a formula, it's a molar ratio of the elements that are involved. Well, it's also a mass ratio. But which one is more clearly seen? The molar ratio or the mass? The mole. The mole. So which one do we use? We use molar ratios. Why? Because it's right there for us. It's right there for us, ladies and gentlemen. So explain why we use the mole in determining molecular and empirical formulas instead of the masses of each element. Number 3, you're on your own. Give me something. Give me something. You put nothing down, I'm going to take off -2 and move on. You put something down that is reasonable, I will give you credit for it. You need to answer these 3 questions. You need to finish the calculations up above, and this lab needs to be turned in by the end of the day today. You should be able to get it done right now. You've still got a few minutes. We'll take the quiz starting at 9 o'clock. You get done early with the quiz, go back to this and finish it up. But again, you've got 7 minutes to call me over if you think there's something wrong with your calculation. I will take a look at it and I will try to help you through it. Okay? After that, lab's due by the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. So questions? Yes, sir, Christopher. No, this was for zinc. This was for chlorine. So it should be ZnCl2. Don't do crisscrossing. You're figuring out how many moles of this are there and how many moles of this are there. You write a formula based on how many moles of each is there. Well, I don't think it asks you to actually write the name. It just asks for the formula. So write what you calculated the formula to be. Now you should have come up with
the NCL2. We know that is the formula. The question is, did you in your lab? Okay? Questions, ladies and gentlemen? If not, I will let you have time to finish things up.
That seems way too low. Oh, wait. So that's the mass of your salt, right? 0.9. What's the mass of your salt? 1.37. Okay, when you take 1.37 minus 2.912 minus 1.37, you're not going to get to 0.
Neither of these numbers.
Which one?
Only this one.
That's the mass of the.
Oh, is this
Have a
on?
different than
Yeah, this is like
Oh, that's easy.
That's where you went a little astray.
it's because the conversion from grams or whatever to liter is
Well, you're answering those questions.
it's talking about
Best
STP,
of
so
your ability.
it'd be because it's 22 grams per liter, so it's like going to yes. So that's how it is. Wait, is that how it is? Yeah, how many liters? So you're going to follow yourself here to here, you have to use this.
We showed him that the compounds are in what kind of ratio?
Yeah, from grams, from mass to volume, you would have to use
We
20
always convert everything into
liters equals 1 mole. That's right.
It doesn't matter. Tell me what to do you.
Explain that.
That's
In a reaction,
argument.
everything's in a ratio.
Carbon is one of the.
Noble guesses? Okay. So yeah, okay, that's easy. Watch, if I forget. Okay. I could have looked, you've done this, what? Why didn't I do it? I think I looked at it and I was like, no.
I just don't know what to fill it with.
It'd be like that.
Wait, what'd you put? Where you put this over? You give it to you?
No, you have to do it. Relative.
It's not gonna be an apple count for like 10.
That's easy.
No, because I want to fail this.
Oh yeah, that's true, I figured. Right.
Oh, that's all?
They got a mold curve.
And then you divide by the small, whatever you
What about
The other one eats the stuff.
and then you divide. So the total, you're gonna divide the small.
And he's just like a paper. Well, that's what this is. But I can take a look at it when I get this, because I'll be home.
Sorry, Morgan. Normally after I put the image in, I click accept already. I just forgot to on yours, but thank you.
Yeah. No, whatever you get. CA. This is gonna be.
It does not look like salt. I don't know what it looks like, but it does not look like
It's salt, trust.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
These numbers don't matter.
Yes, sir.
With this, it's like
Okay, because that's what CR 207 is.
I just didn't know what to do for any of these because none of this seemed right. Because I feel like it just wasn't.
So again, if you have three elements in the compound that we're talking about, there has to be a polygraph. No. Or it has to be a covalent one that we can get named. If I'm asking you today, it's gotta be a covalent.
I mean, you got all the ones. So you got 5 bucks. This one.
So will these look like
They look beautiful.
So basically, just
Font, color is nice.
let's continue. Let's do
They all seem to be spelled correctly. Because they have
this.
wiggly lines on them, so that's pretty good.
It was 6. Oh yeah, it says.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see.
Wait, this one doesn't.
Those were what I was expecting.
so like in sig figs?
It doesn't matter if it's right. It
It's
matters
confusing.
if
Just
In the beginning,
in the beginning.
I'm not gonna get points.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a test, I will grade it.
Oh, okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, clear your desks of everything except for your calculators and your periodic tables and something to write with. When you're done, ladies and gentlemen, bring the quiz up to my desk, put it on my desk, and you can go back to working on this if you need to. Please remember, turn it in before the end of the day today. Well, that's before the end of the day today. You want to wait till 11:59 and 59 seconds, go for it. Dude, the whole class is waiting on you. Let's go. Yeah. Morgan and Eric seem ready, so we'll start over again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being so conscientious.
Of course.
Maybe you two should share some of
oh, we don't have two.
That's all I've been telling you is on here.
So we have three.
There you go. Think it again.
13.
Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. Show all your work. Because your final answer is going to be a formula in number 1, and you have to write and name the formula, and then name it, there will be no grading on sig figs in question number 1. Just so you know, no grading on sig figs. Question number 2, I will grade on sig figs. Okay? Question number 2, I will grade on sig figs.